playoff-like, especially when you lose. You know, that first one, it's like you can kind of test yourself with adjustments, and you, at least I do, probably dive a lot deeper into a team, which is interesting, challenging. So it's good playoff reps, I think.
Is it fair to say that it's a different level of preparation than most games in the regular season?
I think that's fair to say.
Yeah.
I think that's fair. Not extreme, not playoff prep, but somewhere in between, a little more than a regular season game. So that's I think that's fun. I think especially from, I don't know what the players think from a coaching perspective, because you can tweak and change and lineups and just get like I said, a deeper dive all around.
And then when you met with Darius, very close to after you took the job, as a former point guard yourself, what message were you trying to get across to him, if anything?
I guess the point guard conversation was, you know, in my estimation, watching you for a long time, you're a pure point guard. Because I think sometimes guys like Darius get labeled as a scoring guard, and to me, he's a pure point guard. He's just a modern pure point guard. You know, so he's got all the passing. He's got the he gets everybody involved, but can also get 40 like he did the other night. So that's but he can do the traditional stuff, really well, as you know, Chris.
Yep.
I still think his passing is probably underrated, not by me anymore, but really good passer.
Thank you,
Tim. Kenny, following up on what Chris just asked about DJ, as you were watching video, maybe even before you got hired or after you got hired, what really jumped out that you thought, this is something that I can really capitalize on, this is something that I can improve?
His speed. You can't catch him. So speed, but along with the speed, there's a skill. So speed and skill. He has both, and that's kind of a rare combination. Speed, skill, and obviously the separator is the 3-point shooting off the dribble. I've said it all year, and before I got the job, just analyzing them, I said, man, we got 2 elite off the dribble shooters. There's just not many of them in the league. So it's a big part of our offensive success is him and ability to shoot off the dribble.
And in the same vein, again, whether it was before the hire or afterwards, what did you see with the 2 bigs to say, I can make this, here's some things I have in mind that could make this successful?
Yeah. I mean, I saw talent, like that's, and then, that's what coaches do. We talent, and how do you make it work? I was thinking this the other day, I'm not sure, like my Golden State experience really helped, because I had always played with kind of 1 big and 4 shooters. That was Brooklyn. That was our, Jared was the 5. I wanted 4 shooters, absolutely, 4 guards almost around 1. And then when I got to Golden State, it's like, oh man, you can play, 2 kind of 5s, because Draymond's, kind of 2 5s together, and there's ways of doing that. We haven't copied exactly what they did, but it gave me the confidence, especially offensively, because that was kind of the issue before, to put them in the right position. And yes, this can work. You don't necessarily have to have 4 like pure shooters with the big.
Sorry, Tim. Can I get one more?
Go ahead.
Yeah. Just one more about tonight and the short turnaround, as Chris referenced.
Yeah.
Is it more about adjustments or more about execution from Sunday to tonight?
It's more about doing better, at the possession game. They have 7 more shots than us. So they won the rebounding battle, and they won the turnover battle with their pressure. So, and when you don't shoot the ball well, and they get 7 more possessions, you can do the math. That's not good. So, So not so much strategy, but probably more force and energy, and win that battle, and then maybe we can get on kind of even terms with these guys. And they Rick said it. They won the aggression stats, I think he said, which was brilliant. I love that. Like, tell him I'm gonna steal that. Like they did. They won the aggression stats, which is causing turnovers and beating us on the boards, and so credit to them. Kind of round 2 here. See if we can turn that around.
When you look at the too big situation, how important was it coming into this team that there were 2, as you've referenced, elite off the dribble shooters in the backcourt to make that work? And I know Evan's spacing has gotten better with the 3-point attempts, but how important was the backcourt aspect of that?
Yeah, that was, and you think about Golden State, you had Clay and Steph, right? And you had 2 bigs, screening for them. So now your bigs become kind of like line, blockers and screeners. And I think I think he's top 5 in screen assists right now. I'm pretty sure. So he's getting DG a lot of those looks. Evan's doing a little more picking and popping, and so that's a little different. But the pick and pop, or the slip to the pop, that also gives you room to shoot that off the dribble. So yeah, they're in tandem, like guys, Darius and Donovan are not just coming up and pulling threes. Like you need help with that. You need separation. So the screening, that big, small combination, but just in terms of screening, is super important.
And then defensively, you guys were 20th in November, you were 3rd in December, last 10 games you're 16th. What has led to those inconsistencies on the floor?
Good question. That's a good question, really good question. But I know, I do think, the third quarter kind of monster, right? We're 24th in defensive efficiency in the third quarter, and I'll take Indiana for example. I looked at the third quarter, and there were just a lot of like mental break to like just kind of relax, like up 12, up 13, up 14, and we just kind of take our and it's not playing hard, like none of that, not schemes, but it's just more of we missed that switch, not locked in. We went for a Siakam pump fake, shot fake, and a 2-point foul them. Like they're just an accumulation of kind of mental errors. So I just think locking in more consistently, excuse me, especially when we have leads, especially with our elite offense, right? Like I think we can get into some danger zones here where it's just, oh man, we're just going to outscore a team, and I think there's some of that. But when we did against Indiana in the first half, and when we lock in and decide, well, this is a game, we're getting stops, we do it. I think we're top 3 in clutch defense, like fourth quarter D. We when we have to do it, we do it. But that we'd love to see more consistency to your on point stats.